as you could tell by the title, I've played this game for a very, very long time. And in that time span, I haven't beaten the game once. I have 0 kills on the Ender Dragon to this day. Now, I have thought about doing a longer series where multiple episodes of me working towards getting to the end and beating the Ender Dragon, but that didn't seem that entertaining to me. So I've decided to make it hard on myself by learning how to speedrun and beating the game fast. Getting straight into it, all I really did for the first 2 days was set up Prison Launcher and Knifebot, and the rest of the time was spent just messing around in the practice server and just did a bunch of random stuff, seeing what was up, and eventually landed on portal making and just did that for like a few hours. I also did some one cycling as well, learned that, but yeah, day 1 and 2 was a whole lot of nothing. Just me getting used to things. Day 3 is when I actually started having difficulty, because I was learning faster routes. Now, I wasn't expecting it to be too difficult, I'm used to learning, difficult things or whatever. But man, I started off with housing, and I could not learn one route for the life of me for some reason. I also had a lot of just embarrassing moments, not gonna lie. Eventually, I did just straight up give up on housing and moved on to treasure, which was a whole lot easier. Treasure is like super easy. If you ever want to learn bastion routes for yourself, start with treasure. That's like the easiest one by far, in my humble opinion. Day 4 was actually pretty similar to day 3, but I learned bridge this time. Definitely more difficult, and I definitely got a bit annoyed quite a bit, mainly with the 2 sides being different, if you know what I mean. But overall, I eventually did learn it, and at the end of the day, bridge is probably my second favorite one to do. Probably because it's like the second easiest, not gonna lie, in my opinion, behind treasure. Now, a funny thing did happen on this day, where I accidentally broke the block that sent me to basically the bastion to practice. I don't know how this works. I think it's because for like a glimpse you're in creative mode or something, and I just broke it. And at that point, I genuinely just didn't know what to do with my life for, so like 10 minutes. At the time, I was just practicing the fortress instead, which was mainly just me messing around. I didn't do anything. Eventually, I did fix it. You can just straight up go into creative mode and place it back. You'll be fine. Then the rest of the day was pretty repetitive, just practicing bridge over and over again, and getting annoyed by Piglin AI because I didn't bother to learn it. Maybe that will happen later though. Now day 5, and oof, this one was a rough one because I had to learn stables, which is by far the hardest and most annoying one to deal with. The main problem with stables is it's by far the most inconsistent one out of the 4. I mean, there's like multiple different routes that are determined based on like certain criteria, like if a wall is like cracked or not, if like a certain side is there or not. It's just very dumb. Others don't really have that. Like, there's at least one route that you could do consistently, or like bridge, where it still starts the same and you don't have to change much for your route to really work. With stables, on the other hand, it could be like anything based on how you enter or whatever. It's just so annoying, and I could just be praying that I don't get stables during runs. It also has like one of the more dangerous routes, because you're basically being chased by a piglin and then running at piglins to then mine a block and then block yourself off so that they fall into that little hole. And then yeah, that's pretty chaotic and quite annoying. On day 6, I started measuring eyes, learning how to do that. I was such a bum at the start, like struggling like crazy. I was so dumb, I didn't even open a pane of eyes at the start, and I was so confused. But eventually, I got it and actually got somewhat consistent at it. And after that, I just practiced, going to the end and one cycling. Now, did I learn preemptive? We can move on. Now the logical thing to do, you'd think, would be to actually start trying your runs and, speedrunning. But I decided to, learn magma portals instead. Now yes, I did read the guide for speedrunning and it did say start off with, village seeds, but no, I didn't read that first, so I just started learning magma ravines with leaves as well too. So, just in case, which that part never got used. I went back to housing and learned a much easier route than the route I started out with, which was very easy and consistent. I eventually learned it pretty quickly, but that's all I did for this day. Now day 10 was the final day of pre-practicing basically, where I started basically getting to learn the end and actually won cycling and stuff like that to get a more accurate experience than just going to the practice world and doing the one cycle thing over and over again, and actually doing it from going into the end portal and actually getting set up and stuff like that. Now it's actually time to start speedrunning for real this time. But before that, I need you to like and subscribe right now, because I need to get monetized so I can afford M3 Remy college. Yeah, let's go with that. But anyways, yeah, I hope you're enjoying this so far, and let's get right back into actually speedrunning. The first day was actually kind of underwhelming. I didn't even make it to the nether, to be honest. I was just doing village seeds and struggling the whole time. But I'll cut myself some slack, it was the first day. Now the second day, on the other hand, I did make some more progress. I actually made it to the nether this time, pretty sure, quite a couple times. But I still made pretty dumb decisions which led to my death, so I had to reset anyways, and never really got past the nether. Or even, I didn't even think to a bastion. Now day 3, this was a big one, I have to say. Obviously made it to the nether a lot more consistently, and wasn't dying as often. I wasn't making as much mistakes. I was doing things quicker too. I wasn't taking things as slowly because I was adjusting at this point. But everything seems normal, and I even used magma ravines as well, which I didn't think I was going to use because I was using village seeds mainly, but I actually did. And then suddenly I had this one crazy run. Found the bastion, which was the second time that day, but I actually got through the trading phase to the nether fortress and made it all the way to basically where you have to search for the end portal. Now something funny did happen here. I didn't have Nightbot open, and I was kind of forgetting how to do the eye thing. So I searched up the video and opened up Nightbot, and then I read the eye. And after that, I did make it to I Spy and was searching for the portal, but I just couldn't find it for some reason. And I even ran into a mine shaft which had cave spiders in it, which was, not fun. I may have gotten lost and died a couple times, but I set my spawn. Until eventually, I had my bed broken while looking for the end portal and just died, so I had to reset there. And then I never made it back to the stronghold ever again, and that was basically it for the day. As you may have noticed, I've been making basically linear progress so far. I started off by not making it to the nether, to making it to the nether, then the following day, making it to searching for the stronghold. And then I continued this path and made it to the end this time. And I was nervous, but I was in decent control of my nerves, I'd say. And then suddenly, when finding the dragon, when I came down to the wire, I had 6 beds, I had it all set up, I was purling in because it looked like the dragon was perching, which it was. Then I started my cycle. But there's something off. The dragon was at an angle. It wasn't at its usual, straight, left to right. It was more at a northwest to northeast. Not northwest, northeast. Northwest to southeast, And that screwed me up. So when I did the bed cycle, I didn't make it. And then obviously I had to reset because I had no other way of killing the Ender Dragon. I tried breaking crystals, but it wasn't really enough. Now this fail had me devastated, I have to say. So this was stressing me out because I was trying to get this video out like way earlier than how it was going. I was planning to get something like this out back in June. And here I am, the chance to finish it all up, and then I fail. This affected me the following 2 days because I didn't make any progress. Wasn't even close, not even past the Bastion route, to be honest, in these next 2 days. But so it's not all in vain, I will say. I was getting faster and cleaner and somewhat better with my overworld runs. I was even using shipwrecks and buried treasures instead of the typical village that I was planning on just doing. Then here comes the last day. You know, it started off typical just like the last 2 days until I got this one run, and here it is.
I paused the recording. No, I just got that. No way, dude.
I may have paused the recording while speedrunning and forgot to unpause it. What happened was I was getting bored and needed something to distract myself with, so I took a break and went on Twitter. When I came back, I forgot to unpause the recording when I got back to speedrunning. And I didn't realize this until the moment I got free the end, when I was entering the end portal to beat the game. I know you're going to be mad, like, oh, are you going to speedrun again, try to get it again? No, bro, I need to get this video out before brand new day. But I will walk you through it and do my best to recreate what I was doing. I was going into a shipwreck seed and immediately noticed that right behind the shipwreck there was an ocean monument. I was in utter disbelief because this is like not the first time I've gotten an ocean monument on spawn. So I decided to put my smart cap on. Which I think this was a smart play. I really don't know how the mining fatigue really works or the range of it, but I turned my render distance all the way down to 2 while approaching it, so that way I don't get my mining fatigue, right? Genius idea. If you're gonna correct me in the comments, go ahead. I don't know. And then after I looted the shipwreck while I was swimming away to, I believe, another shipwreck to loot that as well, I spotted a second ocean monument. This wasn't the end of it. Later on, I passed a third one, which I'll show you the 3 right now. I could not believe it. 3 ocean monuments in a row. After this, I got my wood and crafted everything, which was, I believe, an iron pickaxe, axe, shovel, you know, the usual stuff. And then I had 2 buried treasures and decided to go to the one closest to me. I found this one and got a few diamonds, so I got myself a diamond pickaxe as well. And then continued on my journey to look for a magma ravine to make another portal. Eventually, after, you know, narrowly passing an ocean monument, the 3rd one, I found a magma ravine, which I built a portal with barely any problems, I believe. Once I entered, I obviously did my E-ray and immediately noticed a big spike, so I just darted in one direction the whole time and pretty quickly found not only the bastion, but the nether fortress literally inside the bastion. On top of this amazing luck, it was also a treasure bastion, so I had the easiest time getting my ender pearls and obby so I could blind. That went insanely smoothly and then went right back, or I should say into killing places for Eyes of Ender. That also went smoothly with no problems, since obviously I had fires for the trades, and then I hit my blind. After I did this blind, I noticed there was one critical problem. I didn't have enough string for 5 beds, or even like 3 beds. So I had to go looking for sheep and sheared a bunch of sheep, some shears that I forgot to mention I also crafted earlier, because I forgot. And after that I got all the beds I needed for the end fight. So obviously then I threw my eye the alignments and found the chords relatively quickly. Then I went back into Nether, mined my portal, and then started heading towards the stronghold through the Nether. Eventually I did find it and make it. Then after this I found the end portal room relatively quickly. And as the usual, I entered with no problem. Just got set up again until I had one final chance to do it all. And then I did it. Finally. Finally did it in 38 minutes. Sub 40, which was nice. But I think I could do better. In fact, I think I could do a lot better, you know. I'm not just gonna upload this and not do more afterwards, you know. Especially since I didn't even get it on camera. I need to be, you know, on there. When you search up, you know, speedrun.com or whatever, you gotta see me on there eventually. So in the future, I will be returning to speedrunning, but at a mastered state. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.